Once upon a time in a distant kingdom, there lived a wise old king. After years of rule, the king wanted to find a successor. He devised a test to find the most grateful of all his subjects. The wise old king was bored. He had everything his heart desired, yet something was missing. Welcome to the Quip Quiver channel. This is Arthur speaking. Bring your cup of tea and enjoy the lesson that I will tell you. So you think you've seen it all, been there, done that. You've read every self-help book and tried every life hack. But have you really grasped what life is all about? Doubtful. Lucky for you, we've scoured ancient texts, myths, and legends to find stories with lessons so profound they'll blow your mind. Take this little gem. The King's Request, a reward for wisdom. Once upon a time in a distant kingdom, there lived a wise old king. After years of rule, the king wanted to find a successor. He devised a test to find the most grateful of all his subjects. The wise old king was bored. He had everything his heart desired, yet something was missing. One day, he announced to his kingdom, "Whoever can give me wisdom that improves my life will receive a generous reward." People came from near and far to share their knowledge with the king. After listening to many, the king chose a humble farmer's story as the most impactful. The farmer began, "Once, I had a magnificent orchard that produced the sweetest fruit in the land. Villagers came every season to pick the juicy treats. One night, a terrible storm struck and destroyed my entire orchard. At first, I was devastated, but soon realized how much I had taken the orchard for granted. Now that it was gone, I appreciated how fortunate I had been and vowed to be grateful for what I had each day." The king was moved by the farmer's tale of loss and gratitude. "You have reminded me of the blessings in my own life that I often overlook. For your wisdom, I grant you half my kingdom." The farmer smiled. "I cannot accept. I shared my story to help you see your good fortune, not for reward. Let me return home to my farm, and when you gaze upon your kingdom, remember my orchard." The king agreed. From that day on, not a sunrise nor lavish meal passed without the king appreciating life's fleeting gifts. The farmer's story had given the king the wisdom he sought, and in turn, made his days sweet once more. Lesson 1. A simple farmer's solution: gratitude for what you have. When the humble farmer received his reward from the king for solving a problem that had stumped the kingdom's brightest minds, he knew exactly what to do with his newfound riches. Did he rush out and buy a flashy new plow or the latest oxen upgrade? No, this farmer was wiser than that. He simply gave heartfelt thanks for what he already had: food, shelter, family, and purpose. While the other villagers were green with envy at his good fortune, our clever farmer went about his day as usual. He continued working his land, caring for his livestock, and enjoying homemade meals with his wife by the fire in their cozy cottage. His humble life of gratitude and simplicity gave him a kind of wealth that gold coins could never buy. When asked why he didn't spend his reward like the other villagers surely would have, the farmer just smiled knowingly. "I already have everything I need to lead a happy, meaningful life. What use have I for frivolous riches that would only complicate things?" And the villagers began to understand that real prosperity comes not from having more, but from appreciating what you already have. Sometimes wisdom is found in the unlikeliest of places. Maybe there are life lessons to be learned from a simple farmer's solution after all. While the moral of this story seems pretty straightforward, most of us have trouble putting it into practice. We constantly want more, newer, better, faster. But if we follow the farmer's example and cultivate an attitude of gratitude, we just might find that contentment is closer than we think. Lesson 2. Be content and grateful for what you have. The wise old king wanted to teach his subject a lesson in gratitude and contentment. When the king announced he would grant one wish to the person who could best demonstrate how to transport water, you were intrigued. As a poor farmer, any reward from the king could change your life. You racked your brain thinking of elaborate contraptions to impress the king, hoping to win gold or land. After seeing the other entries, you realized your simple idea of using 2 buckets and a wooden pole was woefully inadequate. Dejected, you began the long walk home. Along the way, you stopped to rest under the shade of a large tree. As you sat there, you noticed a hole at the base of the tree filled with crystal clear water. An epiphany struck you like a lightning bolt. You realized you already had everything you needed. You hurried back to the palace and told the king your ingenious method for transporting water was using the 2 buckets and pole you already owned. The king grinned, clearly pleased with your answer. The moral of the story? Be content and grateful for what you have. The farmer was so focused on what he might gain that he almost missed appreciating what he already possessed. The king's reward was to open the farmer's eyes to the abundance he already had in his life. There are many valuable lessons we can learn from this parable. Don't get caught up comparing yourself to others or longing for what you don't have. Practice gratitude for life's simple pleasures and the tools you've been given. True wealth comes from within. Like the farmer, you have everything you need for happiness and success. You needn't look any further than what's already in your buckets. The king's greatest gift was showing that real contentment comes from learning to be grateful for what you have. Write to me how you feel after hearing this wisdom in a comment. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel and follow me. We have a lot of gems and wisdom.